after school, and I can work with them any time of day that they need.
Well, we are keeping a close eye on tropical, well, actually Hurricane Helene at this point. We already have our tropical alerts, and it's not very often that you see landlocked states, like almost into Tennessee, feeling the effects of a tropical storm. But that's what we are going to see as Helene continues to push onshore. So we have hurricane warnings in effect down for the Big Bend region of Florida, into parts of southern and central Georgia, and then our entire state is under a tropical storm warning, because we could see some tropical storm force wind gusts, especially as we head into the later part of the day on Thursday, overnight Thursday, Friday morning, and into maybe even portions of Friday afternoon, depending on how quickly the storm does move out of the area. But as of right now, it does look like Helene is going to be gone by Friday afternoon, and we'll even see some peaks of sunshine. But yeah, we have hurricane warnings in effect for parts of the Big Bend, and our entire area is under that tropical storm warning, and that's going to continue throughout your Thursday night and into your Friday. So here's the current advisory. Right now we do have a Category 1 hurricane down there in parts of the Gulf. We are expecting this to develop into a Category 4 hurricane as early as tomorrow afternoon, and it could potentially start to work on shore as a Category 4 hurricane. So it's just something that we have to keep an eye on, but we are pretty sure that this is going to be a major hurricane at landfall somewhere in the Big Bend region of Florida. But even as it continues to move into central Georgia, we're expecting to see still a Category 1 hurricane because this storm is moving so quickly to the north. So if it was moving slower, we would see some more land interaction and it would weaken much quickly. But since it is moving so quickly, we could still see that hurricane status through central Georgia, and even tropical storm as it continues to push into portions of the upstate. So by Friday afternoon, the center of circulation will have passed our area, and like I said, we should see some peaks of sunshine into your Friday afternoon. So here is the GFS model. This is just the best model that I wanted to go with for our purposes, because I think it does a good job at highlighting our area specifically. But of course, it is important to look at all of the models, and I will continue to compare those in our Facebook text post. But right now, we are seeing a little bit of circulation trying to take shape. We had that circulation, but we don't have an eye just yet. As we head into the overnight hours, we are expecting to see a more well-defined eye as this storm goes through rapid intensification. And eventually, as we head into your Friday, or your Thursday evening rather, we are expecting landfall somewhere near the Big Bend region of Florida. So that's going to happen sometime between 5 p.m. and 11 p.m. tomorrow night. So this is really quickly just pushing off to the north, I should say. It's just really quickly going to continue to push up north. So this is probably a Category 3, Category 4 storm at this point in time. Now, as it continues to push off to the north, it's going to continue to bring hurricane and tropical storm impacts to all throughout Georgia and all throughout South Carolina. So you notice overnight Friday, that's when we are going, our overnight Thursday and Friday morning, that's when we are going to see our main impacts from Helene as it does move through. And since the center of circulation is moving off to our west, we are in that potential for tornadoes, heavy rain, and just the strongest part of the storm is passing over our heads. So we had the potential for flash flooding, tornadoes Thursday night, Friday morning, and then by Friday afternoon, the storm will have pushed off. But we are watching those potentials. We could see up to 5 to 8 inches of rain for portions of the upstate, 3 to 5 for parts of the Midlands, and maybe an inch or two for portions of the PD and low country. But like I said, by about 11 o'clock on Friday morning, the storm will have pushed off to the north, and by Friday afternoon, we are starting to see some sunshine, but we will see some more showers as we head into your Sunday and Monday as another trough does start to push through. So here is your severe weather potential. We have a level 3 out of 5 risk of seeing tornadic activity down in parts of the low country, level 2 for parts of the PD, low country, and into portions of the eastern and central Midlands. And we do have that level 1 closer to the center of circulation. But our greatest potential for those tornadoes are definitely going to be closer to the shore as those bands continue to push onshore. We could see some water spouts, kind of like what we saw during Debbie. Water spouts starting to push on shore, and we could see some of those tornadoes off of the coastline, but definitely we could see tornadoes across portions of the Midlands as well, because we do have some upper level support from a trough that is just off to our west, and that's kind of what's bending Helene back off to the west as we head into your Friday. We have something called the Fujiwara effect, where two low pressure centers kind of circulate around each other, so that's why we do have that bend off to the west on Friday. But by Friday, as that storm continues to push off to the north, we could see some more tornadic activity into Friday morning, maybe early Friday afternoon. But by this point in time, I believe that the majority of the activity will have passed off to our north, but something that we still have to continue to keep an eye on. So here's some tropical safety tips. Be sure that you evacuate if you are ordered to. I don't think that we will see very many evacuation orders from this, but definitely don't drive through flooded roadways. Get to the highest level of the building if a flood advisory or flood warning is issued for your area, because this is going to dump a lot of rain in a short amount of time. So flash flooding is definitely going to be a big concern. And be sure that you have multiple ways to receive alerts, especially with these tornadoes moving through overnight. Once again, that's something that we have to keep a very close eye on. People are going to be sleeping. They're not really going to hear their phones going off. So just be sure that you have multiple ways to get those alerts. But here is your severe threat. So this shouldn't say tonight. I forgot to change that. This is for Thursday evening through Friday early afternoon, maybe around 12, 1 o'clock. I think that's when this will be said and over with, but we have a pretty decent potential of seeing tornadoes, especially closer to the coastline as those bands move ashore. We have a pretty high potential of seeing wind gusts. We could see wind gusts up to 60 to 70 miles an hour, especially closer to that center of circulation, but widespread 40 to 50 is definitely going to be possible Thursday evening into your Friday morning. No hail potential with this, but flooding is definitely going to be up there as well. I've decided just to put it all the way up to the top because some of those areas in the Blue Ridge Mountains could see a foot or maybe a foot and a half of rain as Helene continues to push through. So that's kind of going to downslope across the mountains, and that could infiltrate into portions of the upstate. So something that we have to keep an eye on. But definitely with 8 inches of rain, we could see flash flooding widespread. So just decided to give you a pretty decent heads up to that. But I did want to show you the 7-day forecast. This is mainly for the upstate and Midlands. So tomorrow temperatures obviously a bit cooler as we see a lot more cloud cover and some of those showers and thunderstorms starting to push onshore, and well, not really onshore, well, kind of onshore down in Florida, but you get the point. We are going to see some showers across the area. So temperatures a little bit cooler. 100% chance of rain overnight Thursday into your Friday. That's going to be our greatest potential of seeing tornadic activity. So be sure that you, once again, have multiple ways to receive alerts overnight Thursday while you are sleeping and into your Friday morning. Then it looks like we're trending better as we head into your Saturday. Temperatures a little bit warmer, plenty of more sunshine. Then another system is going to start to push into the area as we head into the latter part of the weekend and into next week. So I have Alex on the side over here. He's going to go through some of your comments if you have any, and I'm going to answer them. So any comments that we want to highlight real quickly, go ahead and feel free to ask any questions that you have, and I will go back.
Yes. Do you need to evacuate?
Do I need to evacuate? I don't think it's really necessary for me to evacuate because I am kind of in the center of the state. I'm in Fairfield County, so I think the greatest impacts are definitely going to be far off to my west in portions of Georgia and the upstate. I mean, yeah, we're going to get a pretty decent amount of rain, and we are going to get a pretty decent tornadic potential, but don't really think evacuating even in the upstate is really necessary as this does move through. But be sure that you do stay alert to your local officials, and they will tell you what you need to do.
Thank you for keeping them informed, helping in advance, and keeping my anxiety at bay.
Yeah, of course. I mean, he was telling me how someone said they are afraid of tornadoes, and I kind of helped with their anxiety a little bit. Yeah, I mean, the greatest practice is don't be scared. be prepared. We all say that whenever storms start to push through, because if you're scared, you're not really going to be prepared, because you're kind of going to just be worried about what's to come, and you're not going to be focused on getting prepared. So it's better just to be prepared for the situation that is coming into the area, and just don't really worry about being scared. If you are prepared, you are going to be perfectly fine for whatever does come your way. Anything else? But yeah, so apparently there's nothing else. I will continue to monitor the chat. If you have any questions after this, I will make sure to answer them in the comments, but I'm going to step off here and I'll let you take a look at that 7-day forecast one more time. Once again, it looks like we are trending better as we head into Friday afternoon. I think we even see some peaks of sunshine by your Friday afternoon and Friday evening. That continues into your Saturday. Then some more showers try to push in for the latter part of the weekend and into next week. But definitely be sure that you are keeping your eyes peeled for Helene as it does move through later tomorrow and overnight Thursday and Friday.